So I've been making these a lot recently, and I thought I would go through just a couple things I've had to do to my printer to make it actually print these. This printer can print them fine, but because these have sand in, you kind of blow sand everywhere in the printer, and it gets in the rods, and it gets in the jazz and the bits, and it's not very good. It's cool doing something for the first time, but because you don't know what you don't know, and when things go wrong, they go really wrong. For example, even though it happened ages ago and I've cleaned these about 1,000 times, I can still hear sand crunching inside of all this. But we don't have to talk about that. What I've done is I've printed things like this, and like this, and like these. And basically, these are to stop sand when it blows around the place to kind of mitigate where it goes. I did also, in the custom G-code, once it got to that separation layer before the sand is added, it turns off the fan on the extruder because that was blowing air into it, of course flushing all the sand out. And also, it disables this one because I found when it goes over the top, it can also get some sand out. But it then returns it back on again once one of these has been placed inside. Because it does actually need this to print, because when it's not on, it leaves this effect on it, which is not very desirable because it's got like a bunch of stripes and stuff. Overall, that had to be on sometimes. This absolutely had to be off. The normal fan, like auxiliary fan, that can stay on. But I've printed a bunch of stuff. I've got little covers like that and there. I've also got covers for the motors up here. But some of the most important ones are actually on these guide rods because it stops the sand actually getting into the moving parts. So even though these are somewhat of a simple print, just because of the sand alone and the geometry, it actually gets really annoying.